Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last time we began our exploration of our new city of Dresden. We've explored probably about 2/3 of it, I'd imagine. We got done talking with the Ruchelet and getting to know her a little better, and dreading me being an evil bastard to her because she doesn't deserve it. Well, maybe she does, but she's trying not to. She's trying to be better. Yeah, I mean, she's done some pretty terrible things in her life. So, there's that. But she's trying to be better, which is admirable. Arsinoe, a woman in a gold-embroidered cleric's robe, greets you with a polite bow. Her eyes, the color of molten gold, gleam brightly in her dusky face. Wait a minute. I don't think I ever drew that connection. Maybe I was told it, but she's a Pathfinder, a Kingmaker. She's yeah. This is a different Arsinoe, which that'd be weird because the other Arsinoe was also a cleric of Abadar. So I think it's probably the same one. I'm a messenger from the Temple of Abadar in Absalom, and I came here assuming the defenders of the fortress could use the services of a cleric. We sure could. Perhaps you've heard about the wound that sometimes opens in my chest. Are you familiar with this kind of ailment? Arsinoe quickly probes you with the skill of an experienced healer. So the wound was right here? And then it disappeared and reappeared. Amazing. No, this is the first time I've ever heard of such magic. What do you think it might be? I think it's some kind of demonic corruption, or particles of chaos from the abyss have entered through the wound into your body and made it so unstable. It sounds quite interesting, incidentally. Judging from the records of researchers of the Abyss, strange things have happened in this cursed place. Can you give me some advice on how to heal it? I'm sure that you have already used the purification and chaos warding spells. Yeah, sure. Yep, I've done those. And for obvious reasons, you do not have the option of leaving the campaign and going on a long pilgrimage to various shrines. So since that's the case, keep a diary. Make careful and systematic entries about your well-being. If it gets worse, record the circumstances under which it happens. I'm afraid this is the only advice I can offer right now. Can you try to heal me? I'm sorry, but I do not have the right to do that. A healer who makes a blind attempt to heal a patient who is not on the verge of death is an irresponsible fool. You do not seem to be dying, so we will not take any unnecessary risks. Thank you. It doesn't all make sense now, but thank you. What services do you provide? I can sell you various divine scrolls. Even if you don't have anyone in your party yet, so you can read scrolls to me. Tell me about Abadar. I'd be delighted to. Abadar is the patron deity of law, trade, and the prosperity of cities. He teaches that law and order allow civilization to develop and keep people safe and wealthy. Iomedae and Abadar are allies, since Iomedae also holds order and nobility above all else. It's hardly surprising to see so many mighty fortresses and wonderful cities of Mendev bloom under her blessing. How did you end up in Dresden? My story has grown longer and longer over the years, yet, sadly, it never gets any more interesting. I was born and raised in Absalom. Soon I realized that bringing the word of Abadar to places where it's already been heard was too easy a challenge for a cleric like me. I've traveled all across Galarian since then, watching civilization bring enlightenment to the wildest of places. This brings joy to my heart and makes me feel like I serve my God with my deeds, and not only with my words. The tiny barony in the Stolen Lands that had been my home for a very long time eventually turned into a strong and prosperous kingdom. Aye, look at that, I succeed. It's destined now, I can't fail. And I felt that I had to go somewhere and bring the blessing of Abadar to someone who really needed it. It will take quite a long time for Dresden to recover and become an unfailing stronghold once again. I will do my very best to help. You're an Aasimar, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yes, I am an Aasimar. Hard to miss, isn't it? I look exactly like my great-great-grandmother, but I am the only one among my kin to have Aasimar blood manifest so visibly in my appearance. I have to admit that it is a very fortunate coincidence. My Aasimar features are rather appealing and make people trust me more easily. This is a good quality to have for a priestess wishing to gather a congregation. Kind of manipulative, really. I see that you have consecrated the altar of Abadar. So I have. And before you ask me why I did this when there is a temple of Iomedae in Dresden, I will answer. Even though my god is an ally of the Inheritor, some still prefer to pray and trust in Abadar instead of her. After all, my humble altar is no worse at removing the corruption of the Abyss than the grandiose altar in the temple of Iomedae. Could use your help. Really, I just want to make sure I don't have anything to sell. Hopefully we don't ever need those raised dead scrolls. We have a lot of money, so Ring of Pyromania. There's fire damage. They deal an additional 1d6 plus 5 damage. Ooh. Also get plus 2 bonus to caster level checks made to overcome spell resistances. You don't say. You don't say. But that seems pretty damn good. That seems pretty damn great, to be honest. So my main party, do I have any fire casters? I don't really have any casters in my main party, I don't think. Camellia, you three, I guess, are the main 3. And then me, and then usually Woljif would be more of my arcane caster. So I guess I was taking Ember with us to check out the Arcane Deceiver, which I do like it a lot. But I don't think Ember really fits us very well. I think Ninio probably fits us better. I did see that it was suggested that it was probably Toybox, that mod, that was messing up the respec mod that I was using. What was it, several episodes ago at this point? So I got rid of Toybox. I am currently testing the respec mod on my other characters, just to make sure that it's not broken. So probably not this session of episodes, but the next session I'll know for sure. And if it seems like it's working fine again, then I might come back and respec them, because I would like Ninio. I do like the Scroll Savant, but it is kind of boring. Wizards in general are kind of boring. They don't have like a lot of special abilities. Got a ton of spells though. Scroll Savants are good, but yeah. I heard the idea of her making a Vivisectionist is pretty cool. Just having an Alchemist would be a lot of fun, especially since we didn't get Jubilos in our Kingmaker playthrough. We don't have a lot of alchemy exposure, so that could be fun. But I don't remember how many spells alchemists tend to get, which could be bad. I wonder if that works for like flaming bombs through a spell. I don't think bombs count as spells, do they? But yeah, there's that. We could respec her into a Demon Slayer, which could be cool, right? That'd be really neat. Who else could we respec? We could respec him into like a Cavalier, although, you know, he is a Hell Knight, so I don't know. I like, if we respec people, I'd like to keep him at least somewhat connected to their story. That's why I like when we respec Daeron, we had him 1 level over Oracle still. Oh, he looks badass, doesn't he? God, he's so cool. He looks really badass with that staff and the arrows and stuff. Damn. But, I mean, I guess Ember's maybe the exception, but in my head canon, she's definitely a deceiver. I don't care what any of you think. Seela, I'd only probably respec her into a different kind of paladin, like a crusader or something. But honestly, the base paladin is probably one of the better options. I wouldn't respec you because, you know, you've already got a special class. Yeah, so, and Social probably wouldn't respec you either. He looks pretty cool too. The character models look so good in this game. Like, look at them. They look great. So I'm just admiring everybody real quick. God, that hat. Except for her and her rags. Can we get her into some new clothes, please? Maybe wash her feet a bit. Get her some shoes. That'd be helpful. I don't really care for her hairstyle. I'd rather her keep her hood on. But other than that, she's fine. Okay, enough of that. Oh, wait, I was looking at your stuff. Got distracted. I got distracted. Also, I didn't look at myself. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at those eyes. Damn, that's badass. And my beautiful tail. Can't see my horns, I don't think, but they're there. Cool. Alright, what is this burning ashwood? It's a quarterstaff. Burning arc spell at a 5th level wizard. Okay. Half of the pair. Whenever two creatures wearing different halves of this pendant are within 10 feet of each other, 2 circumstance bonus on attack rolls and 2 to AC. That'd be great for me and whoever I fall in love with. I guess not necessarily. If it's Camellia, then yes. If it's Windowog, then no. So I think I'm still leaning toward Camellia. Windowog's a bit too subservient for Manorak, I think. The Red Salamander Ring grants the ability to cast the following spells. To cast a spell, the wearer still needs to have the spell slot of that required level. Battle Mage's Headband. 2 to Intelligence and Charisma. And that's a killing blow with a melee weapon. Their next spell becomes empowered. Ooh. That's pretty badass. That'd be good for Daron. I like that idea. 30,000 gold, though. Specialist's Belt. Belt uses a scroller potion. It gives a +1 to its caster level. That'd be good for Ninio if she stays a scroll savant. This coin grants its wearer the ability to grant an ally damage reduction 5 for 1 minute once per day. Arachnid goggles. There's so many good items in this game. This leather band is studded with dozens of faceted crystals of varying sizes, 2 of which fit over the eyes. When wearing these goggles, the wearer uses all the crystals as eyes, gaining all-around vision and cannot be flanked. Nice. Cape of Pest Control. Swarm attack stuff. Conman's Ring. +5 on perception and trickery skills. War Kilt of Sarenrae. Favorite item among the dervishes of Sarenrae. This skirt of overlapping brightly colored silk is magically reinforced, granting the wearer durability and mobility. +2 to natural armor and 4 to mobility. Neat. Bookworm's headband, rather. Intelligence, yeah, don't want that. And then we get the headbands, icy protector, and some other basic stuff. Okay. Some interesting stuff in there. Let's go check out the Temple of Iomedae. That's what this place is, I think. That doesn't say. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's definitely Iomedae there. This place has been sanctified. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just your friendly neighborhood demon. Walking through your temple. Ooh. The history of the world wound. You learned something new. What did we learn? What did we learn from that? This book grants +1 insight bonus on lore religion and lore nature skill checks. Nice. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Ooh. Not a good chance of getting that. We'll hold off on that. Wait until my dex gets even higher. Man, they fixed this place up quick, didn't they? 25% chance for that one. That could be worth it. Oh, we can't go up here anymore?
Move out!
It's too bad I can't bring people with me. Okay, let's head over to the tavern, which is where we were kind of planning to go last, which is great because that's what I've done. It's like I actually planned it. Anyway. Okay, let's keep moving.
Head on!
Head on. I don't know what we're gonna do first. I guess we'll probably just go to wherever's closest. Once we get done with all... Did we explore everything down here?
You follow.
Did we explore anything down here? No, we haven't yet. There's Windowog. Master, how can I serve you? Am I imagining things, or do you find me attractive? We're still gonna, yeah, go down this route, but... Windowog smiles playfully in return. Maybe I do. I like people like you. People who are strong, determined, who don't hide behind others. Thank you. You satisfied my curiosity. I can satisfy more than that, Master. With a smile full of promise, Windowog lashes you lightly on the thigh with her tail. Ho ho! Little tail play, huh? I have a tail as well.
Onwards.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think Menarak is really looking for that kind of a relationship with her. He sees her more as a tool than an equal, and he would never lay with a tool. That's quite a sentence, huh? Yikes. An abandoned building with loot in it. And all this guy's loot in it. Hey, you guys need to fix this place up. It's a nice location. What's going on here? Right at the front gate. With the bloodshot eye in it. It's lovely. You know, I just realized we never did that secret passage fight in the battle. Thank you, thank you. Look, multiple eyeballs. A set of eyes. Chronicle of Failure. Anonymous. 4640. Alright. Maybe I'll fix this place up, make it my own little house. Although I guess I have the Citadel as my house. It's a shame I can't, like, go through the entire Citadel. There's that vampire as well, who is still alive. I'm a bit sad I didn't get to kill him, but we failed all our perception checks. Although I think we leveled up before Menaga.
None shall escape.
We could... Hey! Found it. Or found one of them, anyway. Badass. Get wrecked, swarms. Alright, well, this seems like the place. Ugh, nasty. I brought you swarms into this world. It's time for me to take you out of them.
Cut them to pieces.
Game? There we go. That would suck if they stunned me here, huh?
Spell's not working.
Come on. There we go. Vescivore Queen. How's there a Vescivore Queen in here? Where'd this queen come from? Try that. 70% chance. Come on.
A waste of my time.
I am curious. Let's quick save it.
I just can't.
I jammed the lock. No. I did it again with the damn audio. How am I forgetting that all the time? Fucking hell. You'd think I haven't been doing this for 3 years. Alright, luckily it doesn't seem like it's
I just can't.
super noticeable when I don't get the recording correct. I hope. Nobody's commented on it anyway. So you guys are either very polite or very forgiving. Or both. I guess it can be both. Or you guys just aren't care, or you don't notice. I guess that's the other option.
Got it.
There we go. A wand of... Okay. That's actually pretty useful, to be honest. Especially because since I don't have great healing capabilities. I assume that this is very important if you want to go down the Swarm Mythic path. The engorged body of the young queen of the swarm pulses, oozing corrosive slime. In her buzzing, you hear the barely distinguishable echoes of the now familiar swarm song. Her voice is not yet strong enough to harm you, but it is patently clear that if this creature is permitted to grow and her children to multiply, then soon an anthem of abyssal insects will be humming in the skies above Dresden. For a couple of seconds, you stare at the young monster, unable to take your eyes off her. Disgusting, but also beautiful in its own way. Hostile, but weirdly close to you. Nauseating and yet mouth-watering? What a strange thought. Indeed, it is a strange thought. Kill the queen. The chitin breaks with a... Is it chitin or chitin? Breaks with a crunching sound. The quiet buzzing turns to a rasping croak. Under your blows, the flesh of the young queen turns to acidic mush. Now the swarm really has come to an end. Whatever may lay ahead, you are certain that you will never hear its sanity chittering in the skies above Dresden. Yep. No, we weren't going down the swarm path. As interesting as it could be, I heard the swarm. I still hear them. I still hear them in my dreams. We're definitely going down the demon path, so don't need that buzzing around us. Destroying our tools. It was a useful tool, but not controllable enough. Oh wow, you could clearly tell where these things were coming from. Anivia, you're slipping, girl. Was there anything that revealed? Should order that we're allowed Erebeth to spend more time. Find out how the demons are sneaking into Crusader territory. Now, I think that was probably the end of that quest. Or do I need to talk to somebody about it? No, it looks like that's it. Okay. Up we go. We're gonna finish with Dresden this episode. Get out there in the world. What is going on here?
Move out.
Oh, it's Staunton Vane. Body of Staunton Vane, traitor of the Crusaders. Or the Crusades. Good riddance, am I right? Oh, it's these guys. I told you to get lost. Get your head out of the clouds. Rehearsal isn't over yet. Granny says that since I'm good at making cookie cutters and baking molds, then I'll be a dab hand at scenery making. Brother, then you said we need to share syllables too, so I take the even syllables and you take the odd syllables. Okay. Micaiah, in wrathful, fleeting doubt, I will not drop my gaze or let my heart fall silent. O heavy burden, from you I do not flee, but forge on to happy days. Forward march. I love to dance. I want our new performance about the Crusades to be a ballet. They're concocting good plots while the poor sound director is tormented. Where am I supposed to get a choir of angels? Where? I don't know, man. Pretty sure I kicked you guys out of this place, so. Amber. I see Social up there. As well. Let's check the prison. Have anybody in prison? I think I've just killed everybody, so. Doubtful. I know that there's something else you can do with Nura besides killing her. I don't think I've ever done it. I don't know if you can really imprison her. I don't know if you can redeem her or what. I think there's a way to get her on your side again, but I don't know if it's like the evil path or the good path or what it is. Yep, my jail is completely empty. Look at me. Aren't I just so kind? I'll throw anybody in jail. Saves us taxpayer money. Got to feed the prisoners. See, I'm looking out for the common folk. So. Good afternoon. Nothing. Alright, I guess we'll go around the right side here.
I lead. You
Noble's just
follow.
painting. And then we'll cut back through. Horgus! I'm listening, Knight Commander. Oh. Are you aware of my special powers? You would have to be stone deaf and equally dull-witted not to hear people talk about the commander openly accepting and practicing the demonic arts. Every bunch of drunkards are wagging their tongues in the dark corners of the city, calling you a traitor only worthy of being hanged above the gates. Horgus smirks grimly. What did you expect from the rabble? Only those familiar with the burden of honor and duty can understand that one is strong and rarely kind, and one who is destined for greatness is rarely pious. Let them have their arrogant and bigoted grousing over a pint of beer while you, I, and all the good folk do what we must, protecting their meager souls from the fangs of the abyss. I assure you there aren't too many straight arrows among the high ranks of the crusade. Most of them have blood on their hands and steel shackles around their hearts. They know how hard it can be to decide what is right. I have to go.
Onwards.
Good to know that they are, talking shit about me. They better not do it to my face. One-eyed devil. A short, chubby tiefling with a golden eye patch spits chewing tobacco between his feet and takes another pinch from a tobacco box adorned with jewels. A fine day to you, Commander. Welcome to the One-Eyed Devil's trading house. His proud manner suggests that each word begins with a capital letter, and perhaps even continues in capital letters as well. A trading house. It's just a shop. Ah, that depends. There was a time when I had nothing in my pockets but holes, but did I consider myself poor? No. I consider myself a rich man who was temporarily down on his luck. Optimism is important, not only on the battlefield, Commander. You are the leader of a victorious army that will be chopping all the demons into mincemeat sooner or later. I am the owner of a trade empire, which, as you see, is only starting to grow. How did a tiefling end up on this side of the crusade? The answer's simple, the simplest thing there is. This is a good world, and I like living in it. Besides, it's the only one we've got. I'd love to know what's going on in the heads of the dimwits who are helping the demons destroy it. My best guess is that their horns grow inward, so there's no room for brains. I'm from Cheliax. Tieflings don't surprise anyone there, and they don't like demons any more than we do here. And why should they? The gods went to all the trouble of creating this world. Even Lord Asmodeus and his devils helped with the construction. And now these freeloaders show up after all the hard work is done, just to gorge and break things. It doesn't matter who you pray to. If you want to live, it's your duty to help. Isn't that a risky name for a store for crusaders? Ah, yes. A week doesn't go by without some dimwit boiling over. Well, they don't pay me to explain the difference between allies and enemies, devils and demons. Lord Asmodeus and all the riffraff are like Baphomet and Dascari. So they can go hang. The tiefling spits between his feet and swiftly places another pinch of chewing tobacco in his mouth. Here's what I think. You like it, you buy it. You don't like it, keep moving. If you're spoiling for a fight, take yourself off to the tavern. Why are your prices so high? We're saving the world from demons, and that includes you. That's some claim. Did you hear that, good people? First of all, my prices are perfectly fair. They're no higher than you'd find anywhere else. Second, who's saving who here? Are you prepared to eat bark and fight with rocks and sticks? You know, I have open contracts with dozens of suppliers. I arrange deliveries and do whatever it takes to get you sharper weapons, better magical items, better food, and you're throwing the extra expenses in my face? This is the thanks I get for honest work. What happened to your eye? Should I make up a story about a heroic fight with a horde of demons? Truth be told, this is how it happened. Back when I was a snot-nosed kid, I had just opened my first business selling pies on the street. The local lads quickly took notice of me and offered me protection in return for a small share of profits. The usual, you know. But I was so young, inexperienced, and greedy, so I told them to bugger off. Well, they caught me and taught me a lesson. They took it too far, though. I paid for that lesson with my eye, not just bumps and bruises. It's funny to remember it now, but back then, while it was happening, I was so scared I thought they'd beat me to death. I remember I came running home in tears and my mom just started screaming. I didn't have a clue why, and then when I looked in the mirror and saw there was just shreds and mush where one of my eyes should be, I remembered that lesson all my life. Ever since that day, when I started business, I find some reliable business partners first. If I had been born in a merchant's family, my parents would have warned me about this, and about plenty of other things too. But I was a poor lad, so I had to learn everything the hard way. It's a miracle how many times I escaped death by a hair's breadth. In fact, it's lucky all I lost was one eye. I can afford a new one now, of course, but you know, I just can't find the time. It will cost a tidy sum, and I don't want to take it out of the earnings. And besides, being the one-eyed devil is a big selling point for me. I'd be a fool to get my eye back, only to have to keep it hidden under a patch. Have you heard about my new powers? Of course. Who hasn't heard about our terrifying demonic commander? The stories that veterans tell. They're scary enough to knock anyone dead. Wherever you stand, the bodies of hundreds of enemies you defeated single-handedly lie at your feet. You strike enemies down with your fiery gaze with 6 ghostly horns burning on your head. And that's not to mention the 3-inch fangs, the 4 hands and with claws of iron, the demon's skull helmet, the locust cloak. I could use a locust cloak, actually. And the evil gaze of an out villain. When newcomers hear these tales, the blood drains from their faces and they can't get out of the city fast enough. I can only imagine how the tales will have changed and grown by the time they get back to where they came from. Who knows, maybe all the neighbors are already convinced that you beheaded all the demon lords, conquered the abyss, and are now planning to conquer all the Galarian. Every story is more unbelievable than the last, but of course I enjoy them all immensely. They're quite entertaining. I, of all people, should know that it's our actions that define us, not our origins or the source of our powers. The World Wound brought thousands of unfortunate souls to Galarian, and their only sin was a blood tied to the abyss. They had to part in this terrible war, had no part in it. Are they evil? Not a chance. I don't give a damn what evil and what sins were used to forge your sword, so long as you use it to cut down demons and lead us to the World Wound. Show me your wares. Thundering Scythe +2. Holy Rapier +2. That's not too bad, considering some of the prices for other things we've seen. Oh, you're using Finian. So this would be +2 finesse. We lose the ghost touch, but we get the holy condition. Which is probably better. This might be the first thing we buy. Ooh, a Haramaki. Those are good. Do you have a bag of holding? No. I forgot to be looking for that stuff. Infiltrator's armor. Stealth check. Scale mail. Adamantine scale mail. Who would we give Finian to then? I don't know, he might not be good enough anymore. $32,000. How much money do we have? We'd still be over 300,000 gold. Do it. Alright. Yeah, so her damage, she's 1611, 813. And she's 1712, 914. Really, her damage didn't really increase that much. I guess it's not showing the 2d6 for hitting evil opponents. which is going to be most opponents, right? Let's check the inn. Oh, this is where Ninio is. I forgot about this inn. I think that was a decent purchase. And maybe, you know, Fenian will be good for
Move out.
people as we get them. We'll hold off on using my lockpicks on any of that stuff
Pay attention.
for now. Ooh. Crusade Chronicles? I've learned something. Gotta love books. 10 extra hit points. Hell yeah. Nice. Very good, very good. Oh, it's Hiller's here too. I thought there's Ninio. Okay. One old Kellet told this. Wait, what? What did I perceive? One old Kellet told this my brother. Told this my brothers and me on his deathbed. And then he died and no one knows about us. Okay. Oh. So, the experiment. Ninio gestures excitedly. I will need some supplies for this one. Boy, please bring me a bottle of alcohol. Any will do. And please hurry up. Science can wait. Or can't wait. Why would you need alcohol? I already told you. It's for an experiment. Hurry up and bring it to me. What kind of experiment? This will be an experiment of a personal nature. Ninio seems sheepish. But no less exciting for that. Mark my words. Why don't you go and buy a bottle yourself? I am busy with an extremely important task. Mentally preparing myself for the experiment. Besides, a task like this is a perfect fit for my loyal follower. Okay, I brought you one. Ninio snatches the bottle out of your hands and stares at it with all the covetousness of a seasoned alcoholic. Here it is. My path to learning the true values of humanity from the perspective of the lowliest man on the street. She produces a corkscrew from her sleeve and looks at it in bafflement. Then at the bottle, then at the corkscrew again, after which she hands the bottle back to you. Open it. This experiment definitely won't work if we don't open it. Always carry a corkscrew up your sleeve? Don't be preposterous. But I am always meticulous when it comes to preparing for my experiments. I plan for every eventuality, she sighs. Alright, I admit it, that's not true. But I have truly prepared for this particular experiment. What is this one about? I'm taking a huge risk with this experiment. I'm putting my reputation, my good name, and even my future on the line. With the help of this bottle, I will lower myself to the level of the average man on the street. And I will try to understand the mentality of someone who wholly is devoid of intelligence. You surely know, maybe even from personal experience, that alcohol dampens mental activity and is the catalyst for stupidity. With a brain like mine, alcohol is the only way to find out how it feels to be an idiot. You're talking as if you've never tried alcohol before. I haven't. I never saw the point. At least as far as she remembers, right? You gotta keep in mind whenever she says something like that. So you're asking me to be your drinking buddy? Not at all. I'll do the drinking alone. Your role in this experiment will include standing there and providing me with a visible reaction to my inevitable temporary degradation. Alright, let's get started. Well, let's begin. With the steely resolve of a warrior going to his last battle, Ninio takes a big gulp straight from the bottle. Ah! What? Ugh, that's disgusting. After she overcomes the urge to vomit, she looks at you with teary eyes. How do you all drink this? I am doing this for the sake of science. Another gulp. That should be enough. Ugh. Now, am I stupid yet? Quick, ask me about something smart. How many heroic acts did Iomedae perform? How many arcane schools are there? What is a Lenorm? Is there an overland route from Aveston to Tianshan? Or Tianchi? Whatever. What is 2 times 2? Is there an overland route? Of course there is. I passed through the crown of the world, a northern continent known for its extremely cold climates. By the way, did you know that most of the guides on the route from Aveston to Tianxia are taciturn, sulky, and ignorant individuals. They seem to enjoy using the phrase "shut up" more than other people I've encountered. It would seem I'm not drunk enough yet. She takes another swig from the bottle. Right. It seems to be working. Now, I need to come up with an idea right now. I usually have a ton of ideas. Let's see now. Duscari and Baphomet. Their anti-Crusader alliance is not effective enough. They need to unite their forces on a physical level. Baphomet needs to mount Duscari and ride him into battle. 2 in 1. Yes, the experiment was successful. I'm definitely drunk. She takes another gulp from the bottle to further confirm her condition. So how does it feel to be drunk for the first time in your life, from a scientific point of view? Terrific. I have definitely become more stupid. More than that, I am as dumb as a fox, or a box of rocks. And right now, I don't give a rat's ass about science. Wait, I think I've got it. That's how men on the streets see science. They don't give a rat's ass about it. Who cares if there's an overland route to Tianxia or not? Tianxia is over there, Ninio says with a vague wave of her hand, whereas the bottle is right here, where it belongs. I hope you're satisfied now. Incredible. My intellect never stood a chance in its battle with alcohol. And, what is most striking, this fact doesn't bother me at all. It feels like all the thoughts in my head just went poof and disappeared. My thirst for knowledge, my desire to prove myself, they're all gone. My mind is so calm, it's actually a little frightening. I simply must describe this condition for my encyclopedia. But I'll get to that later. I just don't feel like it right now. You're not going to drink like a fish now, are you? What? Of course not. How could you think that about me? Me, the greatest scientist of modern times. Ninio licks her lips with intense concentration. Fine, maybe. A little bit, sometimes. No more than once a year, and only if no one sees me. I've got a reputation to maintain. Congratulations, I guess. Now what? That's it for now. The experiment was a success. Just a moment, Ninio stares at you with glazed eyes, shakes her head, and exhales loudly. When she meets your gaze again, her eyes are crystal clear. Alright, I'm fine now. What was that? What was what? A moment ago you were drunk as a skunk, and now all of a sudden you're stone cold sober. Is that so? Ninio looks at the bottle in her hand, thoughtfully licks her lips, and nods. It seems that is indeed what happened. Clearly I decided to forget the incident entirely, because I no longer need this information. What I need now is to write an article for the encyclopedia about the influence that alcohol has on the individual's mind. You can simply forget you were drunk and sober up, just like that? I have simply blocked the deleterious effects of alcohol, from my mind. To put it in basic terms, I just forgot I'd consumed alcohol. The mechanism is similar to the one that I use to get rid of irrelevant memories. It's not overly complicated if you know how to do it. That is pretty amazing. What? What were we talking about? Happy I could help. On behalf of future generations, I formally thank you for your assistance in this momentous experiment. Now I have time to answer your questions. Come on, ask away. Oh, Ninio. Take that. It'd be a nice skill to have, just to be able to not be drunk anymore. Actually, that'd probably be kind of dangerous from a health standpoint. Especially if you like the taste of alcohol or alcoholic beverages. I can imagine that power in the hands of an alcoholic. Oh, man. Alright, let's go down this... Oh, we can't go that way. Never mind. There's Forn. Being all creepy over there. Greetings, Commander. Anybody else out here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Enter the tavern at last. The Half-Measure Tavern. Alright, who do we got in here? There's Phi, the tavern keeper. Sitting on the bar.
Head on!
Hi. The boy sitting on the counter looks about 18. He salutes you with dignity, though his eyes scarcely rise from the tavern's ledger. The Knight Commander at my establishment. What an honor. My name is Phi Kido. I'm the owner of the Half Measure. How should I address you? I ask you because some don't like undue familiarity while others scoff at the tediousness of ceremony and titles. By my title, Knight Commander or simply Commander. You can call me the Armored Armadillo, for all I care. Knight Commander's fine. As you wish, Commander. So, what can I do for you? Wine, a meal, a heart-to-heart talk? How is it that such a young lad owns a tavern? Before the siege of Dresden, the half-measure belonged to a distant relative. I won't bore you with the details of how his family died, just 3 words. Demon worshippers and sacrifice should be enough. Now that the city has been liberated, the authorities and Iomede's church will be returning what remains to the lawful heirs of the deceased. They take these things very seriously in Mendev. Fi suddenly slaps himself on the forehead. We started talking about the inn and I remembered. I wanted to thank you for personally defeating the demon in this very tavern when the city was liberated. Without you, who knows how many glasses he would have smashed before the Crusaders got to him. So please accept my thanks from the bottom of my heart. 15,000 gold, thank you very much. Man, people are loaded in this game. Remember, Erebeth gave us 50,000. Half Measure is a strange name for a tavern. That seems to be a running theme in fantasy games. Weird names for taverns. I guess in Kingmaker now it's the Capital Inn, which is actually rather nice, rather normal. Oh, that's a family story. It's not for the faint-hearted, but you're not one of those, are you? One day, before the ward stones were erected, a peasant family got lost on the way to the fair, and ended up near the borders of the World Wound. They stumbled upon a bored demon, who killed the father right away. He then asked the mother if she'd prefer him to take all her children, or only half of them. The sobbing woman looked at her 3 darlings and said half. The demon promptly cut the arms and legs off of all 3 children, and said, "I guess that's even," and disappeared. People across Dresden heard this story after the family found shelter at the local temple of Iomede. For many years, they saved up for a regeneration spell so the children could be made whole again. They eventually scraped together enough for just 1 scroll and decided to give the youngest child a second chance at life. He soon became the tavern's first owner and called it the Half Measure, in memory of his family and the terrible incident with the demon. He had a good life for a time, got himself married, and always planned to help his brother and sister, though he never got a proper chance. When the demons had Dresden surrounded, the poor cripples tried to run for their lives, but they died on the spot. The brother and his wife died a little later, at the hands of the deserters. There were rumors that the same demon that butchered the family came to Dresden and made a den of the Half Measure. If that's true, I guess he got what he deserved when you freed the city. That's the story, Fi shrugs pensively. That is a rough story. Why do you like sitting on the counter? 2 reasons. Fi says seriously. Dresden isn't the biggest city, but it still has a few taverns and pubs. To compete with the others, I need people to remember my establishment, and myself. That's the first reason. A tavern keeper who sits on the counter definitely sticks out from the others who prefer to stay behind their bars. All dignified. Believe me, you're not the first one to ask. Sooner or later, every customer does. Yeah, but I imagine it makes it kind of inconvenient to actually, pour drinks. Because you gotta go back behind the bar. But I guess, sure. The second reason is the place's atmosphere. People should feel relaxed here. Life near the World Wound is hard enough. Folks don't go to taverns looking to cause each other more trouble, so I allow certain liberties, myself included. I'm even thinking of hosting an invigorating brawl here on the 5th of every month. I'll let my favorite customers break glasses and swing on the chandelier. Sounds expensive? What's the feeling here in the city? I can only tell you about my customers. They're mostly working folks, and the ones who are rebuilding what's been destroyed, along with soldiers and some merchants, so everybody that's here. Okay. Overall, spirits are high as they can be in Mendev. Nation of rattling sabers and fluttering banners. Everyone loves it when the demons get their horns, tails, and other parts handed to them. They've already forgotten that we nearly lost Canabris. Wars like that. People live for one day, and that day is tomorrow, not yesterday. You've been a source of joy and inspiration for everyone as well. A simple lad, leading the fight against the demons and defeating them, and running rings around all the arrogant queen's knights. People like stories like that. What makes them think I'm a simple lad? If you're a foreign prince in disguise, drop me a hint or 2, will you? That'll give me time to work on my bowing and scraping for when you finally decide to reveal your true identity to the world. Can I do the other options? Nope. Okay. What do your customers say about my new powers? Fry frowns. This is a tavern. People often drink and speak too freely here. Sometimes they make rude remarks about you. Let's just say that your piety and devotion to the Crusader causes are sometimes called into question. Oh, but not everyone thinks that of you. On the contrary, some of my customers speak of you with deep affection. Usually these are large men or women with rough hands and cruel faces. I'll give you 3 guesses who they are and what they do for a living. They like you, that's all. They're not really interested in gods and the ideals of crusaders are of little interest to them. But it was only under your command that they started to beat the demons, and that earned their respect. I won't say they're the most agreeable customers. If they cause trouble in a tavern, there will definitely be some damage, but they bore the brunt of the demon hordes, so it's understandable if they lash out sometimes. I see nothing wrong with you being an inspiration to them. What do you got? Axiomatic Keen Dart. Ghost Touch Igniting Short Sword +3. Igniting. What is igniting? Neat. So it sets people on fire on a crit if it lands. Goggles of Maluccio. I think I had these before. +10 bonus to perception checks. Whenever the wearer confirms a critical hit with any bow, the target becomes disoriented for 1d4 rounds, suffering a penalty to initiative, attack rolls, and athletics and perception checks. I think these would be good for you. 34 grand. Ooh, fresh yogurt. Mulled wine. Oh my god, these recipes. I love both of those things. Fuck it. Get it. +10 the perceptions. Sounds really good. And I think she's got one of our higher perceptions, maybe? Perception 18, yeah. Oh man, I was kind of hoping she'd have the hood back on if I turned that off. We could just have her in this. Yeah, but I like all the other gear. She kind of looks like a rock star. Or some sort of musician, huh? Cool. Okay. What else have we got back here? Take all this stuff. Oh yeah, we need to learn those recipes too. Mulled wine and fresh yogurt. Take that. All this stuff. Lovely. Alright, back to the front of the tavern. Is there anybody else here besides Greyboar? Who I think is probably in the back. Yeah, there he is. Alright, let's talk to Greyboar.